Deadlock is a game I have a love-hate relationship with. I'm not sure if I love to hate it, or maybe I hate that I love it. Regardless, the unreleased title from Valve has been digging a hole in my head the size of an RFK brainworm. But here's the problem. I really do hate it. Don't let my over 500 hours in the game tell you otherwise. The game is good. The dev support is genuinely exceptional. Yoshi has been an absolute machine. Pushing updates and having Hoppo on board means that this thing has just a little touch of Risk of Rain. These are developers who understand how to make shooting things feel great. The foundation here is rock solid. And yet, it's another hero shooter that definitely isn't a reskin of Team Fortress 2, or Paladins, or Overwatch, or Marvel Rivals, or Apex Legends, or Valorant, or hell, even Call of Duty. Because this one is a MOBA. Kinda like Smite. The pitch is good. Third-person shooting mechanics married to MOBA strategy. You get the satisfaction of headshots and the satisfaction of watching number go up. You get to outplay people with your aim and your big galaxy brain macro decisions. It's the best of both worlds. When it works, it's transcendent. When it doesn't, it's homework. Deadlock is somehow both an Excel game and a platformer. Here's the thing about Deadlock that nobody warns you about. It's not one game. It's several smaller games duct taped together, and you are expected to play all of them simultaneously while people are trying their absolute hardest to kill you, your teammates included. Let me walk you through a typical moment in a Deadlock match. You're in lane. You need to kill the creeps. Simple enough, you've played games before. But wait, you also need to shoot their souls because the enemy is trying to shoot those souls first. So now you're in a tiny mini game about who can click on the little floating balls faster. Alright, you're doing that. But there's also a box. You need to punch the box. The box has souls and stat buffs in it. But you can't just punch it whenever. You need to punch it a bunch and then land the last punch at the right time because that's the one that matters. Miss the last punch? Congratulations. You just funded the enemy team's itemization. While you're doing this, there are jungle camps. You should probably take those. But not those camps. Those belong to your jungler, and if you take them, they'll ping you until your ears bleed. The other camps. You know the ones. Also, you should be climbing walls. Deadlock has parkour and great movement, and if you're not constantly climbing walls and ziplining around like Spider-Man having a manic episode, you're playing wrong. You're losing positioning. You're gonna die. Speaking of dying, the other team's still there. They also want to kill creeps and punch boxes and take camps and climb walls. And they want to kill you specifically. So you need to watch the map, track their movements, time your rotations, know when to push, when to retreat, when to group for objectives. The clock is ticking. Mid-boss is spawning in 40 seconds. Do you have time to clear this wave? Can you make it there? Where's their Abrams? Why is their Abrams missing? Oh god, their Abrams is behind you, isn't he? You're dead. You are dead now. You will be dead for 45 seconds. Use this time to think about what you did wrong. There will be a quiz. This is minute 6 of a 45-minute match. And then there are the items. If you thought memorizing every character's abilities, names, counters, strengths, and weaknesses was a lot, just wait until we throw 121 different items into the mix. 121. That's not a typo. That's more items than I have brain cells. Items that heal you. Items that heal your team. Items that make your healing heal harder. Items that make the enemy team's healing not heal at all, actually get fucked. Items that make you tanky. Items that make you do damage. Items that make you tanky and do damage because balance is a myth and we're all just pretending. Items that make you not die, ever. If you're playing Graves and you build correctly, you are functionally immortal. I have seen a Graves walk into 4 people, press buttons, and walk out with more health than she started with. I have seen this happen and I have known despair. There are no items that stop your teammates from abandoning you mid-team fight. I have looked, I have searched the shop. The technology simply isn't there yet. You need to know what items counter what heroes. You need to know what items synergize with your hero. You need to know what items the enemy is building so you can build items that counter their items. It's items all the way down. Crack open your Excel workbooks. It's time to play Deadlock. You're taking an exam and the exam is shooting you in the face. Now, I have a confession. I am bad at Deadlock. The metagame is too much for me. My brain is not built for this. I see the little orbs and I shoot them, and sometimes I get them and sometimes I don't, and I have made my peace with this. It doesn't help that I play with absolute chads who have every aspect of movement, ability, usage, and timing down to an ingrained, innate level. These people don't think about Deadlock, they simply do Deadlock. The game flows through them like water through a river. I am not water. I am a rock sitting in that river getting eroded and confused. The amount of flow state you have to achieve to operate at the high tiers of Deadlock is genuinely intimidating. You need to track 8 different systems while also clicking on heads. You need to make macro decisions while executing micro plays. You need to be playing chess while also playing an FPS while also playing Supermarket Simulator. But when it happens, when you finally sync up with the game and everything clicks, it is glorious. You are death incarnate. You cannot be touched. These absolute fools standing against you are like chaff in the wind. You read their movements before they make them. You know where they're gonna be. You are already there, waiting with a fully charged ability and a dream. For one beautiful teamfight, you are the player you always knew you could be. And then you die to a McGinnis turret you didn't see, and you're back to being a rock in the river. Safe to say, this doesn't happen a lot. That is, until Valve dropped the most glorious update yet. This is Street Brawl. Goodbye soul farming, so long jungle camps, farewell box punching. I never want to see another mid-boss fumble in my life. Street Brawl takes everything I just complained about and throws it in the garbage where it belongs. This is 4v4 arena deathmatch. This is a race to see who can fuck up the most shit the fastest. This is Deadlock for people who just want to shoot things and feel powerful. Look at this shit. Here's how it works. You pick 3 new items every round. Free ability points, no farming, no rotating, no macro decisions. The only question you need to answer is, who can I stun, for how long, and how do I make them mad enough to quit this stupid game forever? Remember those 7 minigames I mentioned? Street Brawl has 1. Kill. That's it. That's the whole game. Find enemy, shoot enemy, enemy dead, you win. It's beautiful. It's pure. It's frantic. It's fast. It's Deadlock distilled down to the part that's actually fun. It is complete and utter insanity. It is coordinated team battles with none of the homework. You don't need to know the meta. You don't need to study item builds. You just need to click on heads. The best part, there's nowhere for your teammates to go. In regular Deadlock, after you save someone's life in a team fight, they can and will rotate across the entire map to try and solo a walker with half health, leaving you to die alone and unloved, tossed to the side like yesterday's meme format. In Street Brawl, there's no other lane, there's no other objective, there is only kill. To juice things up, Street Brawl has a set of legendary items that only appear in this mode. Completely unbalanced nonsense designed purely for chaos. Items that make you laser. Items that make your gun go shoot. Items that do Looney Tunes. Items that would be hotfixed out of the game in 15 minutes. But here they're the whole point. There are no preset builds, every game is random, every match is a fresh start. And as long as you don't play McGinnis, and I cannot stress this enough, fuck McGinnis, fuck her turrets, fuck everything about her entire design philosophy, you can rack up wins against players who only know how to farm efficiently and rotate properly. You know, the skills that don't matter anymore. Seriously, only playing Street Brawl, I went from piss poor idiot moron to cracking Archon. That's not a joke, that's not an exaggeration. The mode let me bypass everything I was bad at and focus on the one thing I'm mediocre at, swinging my giant 7 balls directly into Abrams's waiting mouth. I don't know if I'll ever play a full Deadlock match again. Call me a simpleton if you want. Call me a casual. Call me someone who doesn't appreciate the depth and complexity of Valve's ambitious genre-blending vision. All of that is true. I accept these labels.
Your boos mean nothing. I've seen what makes you cheer.
But playing non-stop for 45 minutes just to spend half of it in the respawn queue is not my idea of a good time. If I wanted to do that, I'd play Counter-Strike. Call me bad. Call me an idiot. Fair. True. I have the stupid and I have made my peace with that. But here's the thing. Games are supposed to be fun. And for me, the fun part of Deadlock was always the shooting and the chaos and the big dumb abilities. Street Brawl gives me all of that without the spreadsheet. Maybe someday I'll go back to the main mode. Maybe I'll finally learn the macro game and the item builds and the rotation timings. Maybe I'll become the player I see in my head during those rare moments of clarity. But until then, bring that shit to the streets.